Evening, everyone. This is Melissa Chambers with Nucerity, and thanks for being on our team training call. I absolutely love this program and love this being part of the Monday night calls. It's just a great way to kick off the week, energize the week, and we have the beautiful Diamond, Sally Arnold, Blue Diamond, Tish Catcher to thank for putting these great programs together. And so thanks, ladies, again. I can't wait for this evening's call.
Well, we're happy to be here, aren't we, Tish?
We sure are. Thank you, Melissa. I'm glad that you support us, and we're doing it all for Team Nucerity. So, Sally, tonight's a good night.
Oh, tonight's an awesome night. And Tish, I'm really, really excited about our guest. Now, I know we've had her on once before, but in my opinion, and I know yours, we can never get enough of her. And she has just been an amazing support for our company. But let me introduce quickly Laura Frontiero. Laura, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. So I just want to give you a little bit of an intro. And I know that would probably, for all you've done in your life, this would probably take up half the team training call. But I'll have to shorten your credentials and just tell people what an amazing career you've had in healthcare for 18 years. For the last 15, Laura has worked as a nurse practitioner and has specialized in preventative medicine, women's health, and bone disease. Outside of her day job, she does research consulting and lectures at the medical conferences, as if that isn't enough. Laura also lectures for Nucerity in the United States and internationally. And in addition to all of that in her medical practice, Laura is growing a business with Nucerity, and she's helping support teams all across North America. We want to especially welcome you to our call tonight, Laura, and thank you for being our guest tonight.
Thank you so much, Sally. It's really fun to be back. I always enjoy talking about our products.
Yeah, well, and we're very excited to have you again talk to us about Elite, because we just can't get enough of that product. And even though we've had some training on it, I don't think you can hear this training too often, and it just solidifies the things that we need to know about the benefits for this incredible product that we are now launched into the health and wellness field with. So I really appreciate you being on with this as an expert.
Oh, thank you.
So we've got several questions for you, and Tish and I are going to roll back and forth between us, but if you could, just express your feelings and your thoughts on these questions, that would be absolutely awesome. So first of all, just coming from a nurse practitioner perspective, why Elite? Like, what's the big deal? Can you share your story?
Yeah, and I've been with the company now for a couple of years, and my first, passion, of course, was Skincerity, and I think most people on this call have heard me talk about Skincerity. And really, my passion for that product has to do with the scientific background and how it was developed out of medical science, and that's really what kind of got me interested in becoming a part of Nucerity, was because we had such a validated product that I could really get behind and understand from the medical side. And then the same thing really happened when we came out with Renew, because that is, highly based in science as well. And when I heard we were coming out with a wellness product, I gotta admit to you, my first kind of knee-jerk reaction was, oh no, we're coming out with something in the health and wellness industry, which is not a super regulated industry, and there's not a lot of evidence behind most products out there. So my first concern was, will I be able to put my credentials behind this product? Will I be able to support this product the same way that I felt about Skincerity and Renew? And I'm sure, Sally, you kind of maybe went through the same kind of feelings as a nurse and doing things that are science and medical based. You probably wondered, oh gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I was kind of, concerned at first, and I shouldn't be, because it's Nucerity, right? Because we don't do anything that isn't really, really amazing and based in really strong research and science. So when I started learning about the ingredients in Elite, and I started hearing about ingredients that are not really familiar in North America, so things like ashwagandha and Indian gooseberry, I knew these were ingredients that would have to be explained on a really high scientific level for me to get into it. And once I learned one little piece of information, it just drew me in. And it's the fact that the ashwagandha Indian gooseberry blend that we use in Elite is a trademarked, proprietary, standardized formulation. And the effectiveness is supported by randomized, controlled, double-blind human clinical trials. You're speaking my language with that, right, Sally? That's your language too.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah, so that just, yeah, it just blew my mind. Those are the words.
Hey, can you just repeat those two? Can you just repeat those two phrases? Because I think they're beautiful.
I will. So it's the ashwagandha Indian gooseberry blend. And by the way, Nucerity does not hide anything. If you read the box of Elite, it tells you exactly where our blend comes from, the company who makes it. And if you are so interested, you can look up these studies online. It's that good. But what this is a trademark, proprietary, standardized formulation. And its effectiveness is supported by randomized, controlled, double-blind human clinical trials. When we're looking at things that we use in medicine, we want to see that a study was randomized, controlled, double-blind, and a human clinical trial. That is significant. It's significant to me, and it should be significant to everyone listening to this call. So I knew right away that I could really get behind Elite, and things like lysine, I know what that is. Things like astaxanthin, these are ingredients that are more familiar in North America, and the blend of these is really something special. So really, kind of, that's my story coming from a nurse practitioner perspective. How could I get behind this? Because Nucerity did it right, and the blend of ingredients really work. And I know in this call we're going to talk about how this works and what it does. But I have to tell you all a funny story that happened to me today. Well, it wasn't funny while it was happening, but we're always speaking for Elite testimonials, right? So here I am. I had to get up at 4:45 this morning and head down to the hospital that is affiliated with the organization that I work for as a nurse practitioner. And I was there for about 4 hours and had to drive home. And on the way home, I've got quite a long drive on a really busy freeway in San Diego. It's about 8-lane freeway, and everybody's going 80 to 90 miles an hour, right? I'm driving home, and I get a blowout. I get a flat tire. And I'm actually in what we call the HOV lanes, the high occupancy vehicle lanes, and you pay to get into those lanes so that you can drive faster, right? It's like a fast track. And our lanes are so big that that HOV lane itself is 2 lanes, and then there's another 6 lanes of regular traffic. So I'm in this, and I'm stuck. This is an Elite story, I promise. So I'm stuck in this. I'm stuck in these lanes, and I'm smashed up against a concrete wall with a flat tire, and everybody's going past me 80 to 90 miles an hour. It's terrifying. I really thought I was going to die this afternoon. I thought it was over. And I called, my insurance and called my, roadside assistance, and they sent out a tow truck. But when I was talking to them, they asked if I was safe, and I said I'm not. I'm not even safe enough to get out of my car and tell you which tire is flat. I can't tell you because I cannot get out of my car. And they sent 2 highway patrol to flank me to keep me safe while 2 tow trucks came to change 1 little flat tire. It was that dangerous of a situation. Well, here comes my heroes, and they hand me a bottle of water. No joke. The tow truck guy hands me a cold bottle of water. And I sat there in my car, and I mixed the Elite because my cortisol levels were going through the roof. I thought I was going to die. I was fight or flight, stressed to the max. And I sat there and drank my Elite in my car this afternoon while I was stuck on the side of the road in that very dangerous situation.
Oh, wow.
And I felt a lot better.
Wow. That's incredible.
I know. I just had to give you that sidebar because, that's how the day worked out. I didn't even think I'd make it to this call tonight. And here I am. So, and I'm doing much better after drinking my Elite, which I had saved for later in the day, thank goodness. I always have a packet on me. So, so go ahead, Sally. I hijacked that to tell you that story.
Well, that's fantastic. And, your answer to that first question, I hope everybody wrote down. Good thing the call is recorded, because to me, That is music to my ears to hear standardized, trademarked formula. Wow. You know, especially being launched into this health and wellness field. Anyways, I won't go any more on with that, but that is a big deal, you guys. That is a huge, huge deal. So, Tish, why don't you go ahead with our second question?
That is a huge deal, and I actually was texting back and forth with Laura when she said, you know, I've had a flat tire and I'm on the side of the road, and here I'm hounding her saying, well, we really need to get this call organized tonight. So I owe you an elite on top of it. Next time we see
yeah,
each
we
other.
both do.
But then I actually just suggested when she finally got home safe and sound, and she messaged, and I said, now I suggest a glass of wine. Elite in one hand and wine in the other. So, you know,
I know.
You mentioned the cortisol level, which is that, you know, when our bodies get stressed, they rise. But, you know, I'd love for you to maybe share with everybody, what are some other benefits of elite? What else can people expect to, you know, see with their body when they're taking this?
Yeah, I love this question. So when I was kind of reading through the information that Nucerity has given us and the presentations that Lonnie has given us and Carolyn Perini, I really started thinking about breaking it down into about 3 categories, because, you know, elite helps in many, many ways. But if you break it down into 3 categories and you think of the benefits regarding the skin, brain, and then the rest of the body. And on the skin level, of course, this is, you know, part of our motto in Nucerity is living a beautiful life, and we're all about beautifying the skin. And you can do this from the inside out, and elite helps preserve collagen, protein, and hyaluronic acid, which naturally diminish as we age and cause part of the skin aging. And it maintains skin elasticity and tone, and it fights against shortening of telomeres, which of course we learned about with our Renew. When a cell divides, your telomeres shorten, and this causes the aging process. So not only are you going to benefit topically, you know, from Renew, you're going to benefit all over the body when you ingest elite, because telomere shortening happens everywhere, not just on our, you know, wrinkles on our face, right? So in terms of brain, it's going to improve mental clarity and focus and promote a calm and relaxed state of mind, which is what I was going for on the 15 freeway today. and also for that brain side and for the whole body, balancing cortisol levels. Balancing cortisol levels is not just important for the body, the brain as well. And that's our fight or flight hormone. And then, of course, it supports a healthy digestive and immune system and provides really powerful antioxidants to help clear out free radicals in the body. And this results in a reduction of inflammation, which is healthy on all levels for us. So we can talk a little bit about inflammation and how that influences the body and why it's important to decrease inflammation.
Well, yeah, because we keep hearing about inflammation, Laura, and I don't think a lot of lay people understand the damaging effects of inflammation on the body. And so can you talk about that a little bit? Can you talk about the importance of antioxidants and how it relates to inflammation?
Yes. So inflammation is basically an imbalance in the body that's caused by oxidation at the cellular level. So basically as cells divide, which is happening all day, every day on all levels of our body, we can't stop cellular division. And our body actually has a pre-programmed amount of cellular divides, and we age from that. And what happens is free radicals form as the cells divide, and this causes oxidation. And you know, we've heard of Lonnie refer to that as biological rusting of the body, and that causes that aging process. So if we can reduce the inflammation from oxidation and free radicals, then we're giving ourselves a fighting chance. You know, our aging is not 100% set in stone. We do have some control over how we age because we have control over how we treat our bodies and what we feed our bodies and what we put in our bodies. And Elite is one of those products that helps support that aging process on a level where we can be privileged enough to age, right? Our friend Carolyn Perini said recently, aging is a privilege denied to many, so celebrate aging. Instead of being upset about aging, celebrate it and give your body what it needs to age in a healthy way. And I'm excited to learn from her that we really can influence our aging process and how our body and skin ages by putting antioxidants in. So let's talk about antioxidants for one moment. We've known for a long time that we can ingest antioxidants from things like blueberries and raspberries and strawberries, and fruits and vegetables are usually our highest level of antioxidants. But what we've also learned is that our bodies can make their own antioxidants on a much bigger level if you give your body what it needs. So just like we always say with Skincerity, there's nothing like your own brand of moisture to help your skin rejuvenate itself when you trap that moisture underneath the skin. Well, with Elite, there's nothing like your own brand of antioxidants, and a lot of the ingredients in Elite stimulate you to make your own brand of antioxidants. So astaxanthin, for example, is thought to be one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet, and it also stimulates us to make our own on a really high level. And that's exciting to me and hopefully exciting to everyone listening, because we're hearing it right and left from people taking Elite, that they're noticing their bodies feel different. They're noticing that some of the chronic pain that they have is improving. A lot of that has to do with inflammation in the body and improving that situation. So I can't be excited enough about Elite, really.
Wow. No, I agree with you. We've heard so many stories about people with the inflammation and stuff going down, but I love how you just shared the antioxidants in our bodies and how they can make their own brand. Another hang-up that we hear lots in the field is the artificial sweetener, the sucralose.
Yeah.
So do you want to just kind of address that a little bit from your perspective, why it's in Elite?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what's in there is something called sucralose, and we might know it on the shelf as Splenda. And there's 9.5 milligrams of sucralose or Splenda in a serving of Elite. And the human body can have 1.6 milligrams per kilogram per day. That's 1.6 milligrams per kilogram per day. So if you take a 70-kilo person, which is a 150-pound person, they can have 112 milligrams of sucralose per day. Elite has 9.5 milligrams. So you could seriously drink 12 packets of Elite a day before you got to your max amount. That's a lot of sucralose. So it's a very tiny amount. And the reason that we use it in Nucerity is because it is highly researched. We go back to that research and using ingredients that are evidence-based. Well, sucralose it's research-safe, and it has guaranteed purity. And that is so important because we'll use stevia as an example. A lot of people are asking, why isn't stevia in your product? And Lonnie's answer to that, it makes perfect sense, is because it's not researched enough. It's not accepted across all continents as safe. And remember, we are a global company, so what we make needs to be able to be used across multiple countries. And here's the big one. You're not able to get a reliable source of it, which also means that your potency is not reliable. So we can't, as a company, put that in there unless they can find a source that is reliable, that the potency is reliable, that the location it's coming from is reliable, and that it's accepted in the countries that we're using it. So I was kind of researching what is sucralose in that some of us might eat on a regular basis. And I'm just curious, everybody's muted, but if you're a kettle corn lover, just smile because your kettle corn has sucralose in it, most likely. And it's very commonly used in flavored popcorn. Sugar-free yogurt, gum, any gum chewers out there, even sugar-free lifesavers, a lot of diabetic sweets, things that are on the sweet side for diabetics, they use sucralose because it doesn't increase blood sugar levels, so it's widely used. Hopefully that answers your question, Tish.
Oh, definitely it does. Thank you so much. Sally, do you have any questions?
Yeah, that's fantastic. And when I first brought this product to my personal trainer, and she is unbelievably fit. She doesn't put anything in her mouth unless it is organic, grain-fed. I mean, I'm talking, she is a stickler for nutrition. She even went on a ketogenic diet because she was on such a strict training program. So she is very, very strict with her diet, and she looks it. She is in incredible shape. But when I told her about the Elite, I was really concerned about that artificial sweetener. Do you know what her answer back to me was? Do you chew gum? He said, seriously, seriously, if anybody chews gum, they have absolutely nothing to worry about with that.
Yeah.
So I was relieved beyond belief. But then she read on the box, Laura, that it had maltodextrin in it, and she was concerned about that. So can you please explain why maltodextrin is in the product?
Yeah, and you know what? She'll be pretty excited to know that the maltodextrin that we use is derived from corn starch, and it's non-GMO. So here's the big one. Corn is one of the heaviest, corn and wheat are two of the heaviest crops that GMOs are used in. And you know, GMOs are a huge buzzword right now, right up there with organic, right? And so people want non-GMO corn. And this is exactly where we derive ours from. So I know she will love that. And the purpose of maltodextrin, yeah, good stuff, right? The purpose of maltodextrin is it prevents crystallization of the product. It also prevents caking. So think of it as an anti-caking, anti-crystallization. And it also, maltodextrin is used to bind ingredients together. So it's really commonly used in powdered supplements. You know where else it is? Commonly used is in your spices, in your kitchen cupboard. If you go in there and you've got, like, I know that I have like my favorite chicken rubs that I like to use, and I've got my favorite beef rub that I love, and they all have maltodextrin to prevent the caking and crystallization. We eat it all the time. So quite commonly used.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. It's super easily digestible. It's kind of like a non-issue for me. From a medical perspective, I'm not worried about maltodextrin at all. I know I ingest it in my normal cooking, and I'm a home cook. I cook all the time. So I'm using that chicken rub and that beef rub constantly. And I'm feeding it to my kids.
Oh, you know what, Laura, thank you so much for that, because she was concerned about that. And like I say, if we have the understanding that you've just given us on that, then we can avoid these objections. It's just like Skincerity with the acetone, right? So now we deal with this artificial sweetener and the maltodextrin. Just understand it, learn about it, and get good at explaining it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Sally.
Listen to this call. All right, Tish, last question.
Hold on, someone said, hey, Sally.
I did. This is Melissa, and I thought I'd just add one more thing to that. You know, when you look at the carton in it, and it says, you know, how much ashwagandha, how much astaxanthin, and we're looking at our formulation, we want to make sure that every packet is delivering the correct milligrams of that to you in each packet. That's another use of maltodextrin as a flow agent, is when they're creating this powder, when they're putting it all together, and to be able to make sure that it mixes correctly so that each packet is getting the right amount of the ingredients, so that you've got a consistent serving, consistent key ingredients in every single packet. That's another key use of why maltodextrin is so important as a flow agent, to make sure that it delivers that guarantee as each packet is being filled. So that's also another really key part of how we blend, how we manufacture, is that each packet is delivering exactly what's on that carton, so that your daily intake is a consistent intake. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well.
That's a
awesome,
huge, huge point. Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. So, Laura, thank you for sharing so much. But before we kind of end the call here, I would love if you can just kind of define to everybody what Elite is and is not.
Good. Yes. Hold on, I'm taking notes of what Melissa just said. Okay.
Yeah, we are too.
I'm forever a student.
Flow agent. I love it.
A flow agent. I like that, a flow agent. Well, and you said the word standardized.
Yeah. That's so important, right? Because we want to standardize amount of ingredient in every single packet. I love that. I mean, you just made me even more excited to be a part of this company, Melissa. for sure. So what it is and what it isn't. And I think this is important to kind of talk about because I'm on a lot of chats on WhatsApp. Dr. Anoop has several feeds, and he gets a lot of questions of people, you know, asking, my friend has this or that disease, or my friend has this or that cancer, or my family member, will Elite help them? And I really want to encourage people from getting away from thinking that Elite is a treatment for any health condition, because it's not. It is not. So I'm going to start with what it's not. It's not a treatment for any health condition. It's not a medicine. And I want you to think of it more like if you are helping someone's mind and stress levels be more balanced, and if you're helping inflammation in the body and you're providing antioxidants, and you're supporting immune system, isn't that going to be good for just about anyone with any issue? You got to think of it like that. It's not going to address any single issue, but if you're improving the whole mind-body, then that person is going to be in a better position for their body to take care of itself and do whatever it needs, right? But we're not going to treat any particular health condition. So, you know, the standard answer for any of these questions that we're getting is, no, Elite is not to treat that. It's a wellness product, not a medication. We do know it's also not for children under 15. And I love these nots. It does not contain synthetic colors, preservatives, does not contain dairy, lactose, milk, or yeast. It does not contain gluten. Remember, we talked about maltodextrin being a corn source, so it's great for people with celiac disease, gluten intolerance. It does not contain soy or animal byproducts, and it's not tested on animals. So really, I love when we talk about what Elite is not. Most of the nots are pretty amazing, right? These are the things that people want to know. The only two nots, you know, that I say that might bum people out is we're not going to treat any health condition and we're not medicine. But what is Elite, right? So Elite is a wellness product based in medical science, like we talked about in the beginning of this call. And it is a supplement that supports your body's brain and beauty from within. So we've got products that work from the outside, and now we've got a product that works from the inside. And I really like to think of it as a mind-body balancing wellness product. And it does contain ingredients that are sourced from reputable companies, like we talked about at the beginning, where the ashwagandha Indian gooseberry comes from. And it's a powerful blend of antioxidants which really supports connective tissue, digestive system, the brain. You just can't go wrong taking Elite. And I've been on it now consistently for about a month, I think. And I will tell you, on days where it gets to be the end of the day and I didn't get around to taking it, I'm really missing it, really missing it. I do feel that the days I take it, I feel less likely that I need to go see my chiropractor, which I've been seeing for a very long time, and I feel like my whole issues in my spine are better on days, and I think it's because of the anti-inflammation effect and just the all-over wellness, and it just puts me in a calmer state. I think I can just handle everything better, and my normal stress that would probably go to my spine or my pelvis where I have issues, it's less because I'm handling everything better throughout my day. So I really think that that's where we're going with Elite.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Laura, I love what you've shared. I'm very much the same as you with pain-wise. I worked in a hospital for 16 years. I had injuries, of course, that happened. And since I've been on Elite, I have no more neck or back pain. And especially when you travel and stuff, you get stiff and sore and you can't stand up. And I don't have that anymore. I don't feel like I'm that 80-year-old grandma trying to get out of the chair saying, come on, body, don't fail me now. So I love what it's done for me, too. So I love your info. Sally, anything else you want to say tonight?
Laura, I'm even more excited about this product, if that's even possible, because of what you shared tonight. And I absolutely love it. And next week, we are going to have a call on some testimonials that no one will want to miss, because Trish and I have lined up some amazing testimonials on Elite, just to follow up with your tremendous call tonight. Thank you so much for putting my mind at ease regarding the maltodextrin for sure, but answering the questions that you have tonight, Laura, because I think it will really help people understand the power of the product that we have in our hands and not to feel trepidatious at all about going out and talking to people. We have an incredible tool in our hands to help so many people, and thank you so much for sharing your expertise on this call tonight.
Oh, thank you. You know, we could talk for hours and hours. I'm sitting here looking at all the notes and everything that I have on Elite that I've taken ever since it came out and thinking, yep, we could probably have a 3-hour lecture.
Well, I'd like to see them.
I do. I take notes constantly.
Well, thank you so much again. And Tish, thank you so much for being on our call. And Melissa, thank you for that very important input on the flow. What do you call that? The flow
agent.
I like
flow
that.
agent.
Yeah, I like that word, flow agent. I have already texted it to my trainer, so she's going to be jumping up and down. Well, she does that anyways, but you know.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you, Sally and Tish and Laura. Always wonderful to hear you train on anything. Thanks for your insights. It really is an absolutely remarkable product. We're excited about it. I love it. Same thing. I've noticed I sleep better. I notice I'm more focused throughout the day. I notice my joints don't hurt as bad. My back doesn't hurt as bad. And I just can't wait to continue to keep taking it and also start seeing how it's going to improve from the inside out my skin dryness, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful product. So please be sure, share it with everyone. Have them give it a try. See how they feel, and hopefully you're taking it as well. Enjoy, and cheers to all of you. Raise your glass of a pink Elite, and we'll have a great week ahead. So thank you again, everyone, and thanks for being on the call. Good night.
Good night, Melissa. Good night, everybody.